Whoa! Far out, that's steep. Mate, how you feeling?
Oh, I'll try and get back up here. So steep, man.
I don't think I've seen your vehicle on anything quite like this before, except maybe gunshot the other way.
This is gnarly.
Proper steep. Now, folks, we are on our way north, ultimately going to end up at Coffs Harbour, but we've sort of not given ourselves a goal, but a bit of a challenge to drive as many of these tracks as we possibly can between Newcastle and Coffs Harbour. This one is proving to be an absolute doozy. You've only got to do half a car length, mate.
Mate, look, something tells me this is going to be one of the toughest trips we've ever undertaken because, as we know, Coffs, all that mid-New South Wales coast is just full of tracks like this. And if I get in any steeper angles, mate, I reckon it's all over for me.
I don't even know if you're going to be able to start that vehicle. I suggest, folks, you do like he's doing. Get comfortable in a chair.
Lay back.
Grab yourself a drink. And let's see if we can get him up this hill. You all right? You good to go?
I don't know.
You reach the pedals?
I don't. I can't reach the key.
The mid-north coast of New South Wales. It's an absolute mecca for us four-wheel drivers.
Holy dooly.
What a drive! We're here though with a special mission, and that's to put together the ultimate four-wheel drive road trip. We're going to be hitting tough tracks, spectacular beaches, and great camping as we head up the coast.
Far out!
What the hell? A classic road trip means iconic tracks, and that's why we've started right here in the Watagans, where the one thing you can be sure of is that things are going to get wild.
Hey, Graham, you got a copy, mate?
Sure do, bud.
Since we're in this neck of the woods, I reckon we should visit some of our old favourite tracks.
Mate, the Wattos, this is the home of four-wheel driving in this part of the world.
Exactly right. What do you reckon? Cut Rock Road or something like that?
One of my all-time favourites. I love the fact that you actually drive through the middle of a rock. It's an insane track.
Yeah, I reckon I'll be right on the limits, and Stu Dog, you might need to think skinny thoughts, mate.
Well, I'm used to pushing the limits, mate. You know what it's like.
Well, hang on tight, because I think this is a turn-off right here.
Right here, Stu, take one last look at your canopy doors, mate.
What, again?
Yeah, true. You're used to it.
And just like that, Cut Rock Road is up ahead. This track might be short, but it packs in one heck of a lot of challenges, including that infamous canopy-banging cut in the rock and some pretty wild rock steps to finish. With that in mind, it's time to drop those tyre pressures. For me, knowing this track well, I'm going straight down to 18 PSI, and I'd suggest for yourselves, that's a very good starting point. We've got some pretty capable rigs in this convoy, starting of course with my mate Shauno's 80 series. Now, this bad boy is twin-locked on 35s with a host of performance and camping mods that make it, well, pretty damn capable despite the driver. Representing the IFS field is my Isuzu Dmax, which I've set up to combine touring and some tougher driving, and I reckon we'll give the bigger trucks a decent run for their money. Joining us on this trip is Stu from Wholesale Automatics, driving his trusty GU Patrol, a twin-locked ute on 33s with their famous auto-converted transmission, along with other performance accessories. With pressures sorted, it's time to get into it.
I remember this. This is a very, very challenging little track. Just super technical. Oh, this is tight, boys. I might even get a spot here.
The challenges on Cut Rock Road start right out of the gate. And this right here is a super tight squeeze between two trees, which will put your 4B panels on the line. Don't hit that tree! And don't hit that tree! You got this! With that useful advice, Shaun lines Sooty up for the gap. Kind of. There's a big tree there! What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You're going up the tree! Yep.
Holy sugar. So close.
And yep, that is tight. There's just millimetres in this.
That's so tight. Yeah, pop up and a little bit to the right. Right end down. Oh. Even the D-Max, which is narrower.
If only you could see what's up there though. Holy heck. Bearing the scars of old cartwheel ruts, Cut Rock is a doozy of a challenge, and it's claimed its fair share of victims. Wow, this is the beauty of the Watagans. The main road is just here. We've literally driven 100 metres. Cut Rock, look at this thing here. Now, I reckon Shauno's going to climb up this and get stuck up there. We'll see how he goes.
Wow, this is a big rock step. Proper committing rock step.
Nice one, mate. That's an impressive drive. But up ahead is where things get nasty.
This is really tight. I'm going to need a spot through here.
Hey?
It looks really tight.
Yeah,
Look,
it is.
I'm going to probably hit the bar work on that rock and probably come very close to that tree.
Well, luckily it's only a Toyota. I reckon both of you are going to have your work cut out to not touch these rocks.
No, I think we're definitely going to touch the rock.
I think you are. I think you are. Well, let's send the test dummy through and see how he goes. Righto!
All right. Wow, if I don't hit a rock or a tree, I'm doing bloody well. That's a full-on challenge.
No kidding, mate. This is a pretty hectic little cutting. It's not a lot in it.
There's not much in it. Oh. Holy sugar.
That was your guard.
Far out, I was going so well.
It's still on. Don't worry, mate. It's only a guard, not a panel. We're still on track here. Oh, Storley boy!
What? Must have been in like wrong gear.
Man, this car stinks.
You stink. That's gonna hit the door. Has this track got smaller?
Yeah, it has. Definitely shrunk in the rain. Fuck, man!
That's really sooty. Well, am I gonna hit everything? No.
You see, the problem we've got right here is that Shauno's wheelbase is the exact right length to fit in between two very smooth rocks, which means he's climbing the front and the back at the same time. You're out! We'll winch him from here, I think. This is definitely one of those spots where jumping on the winch early is a good option. Still, there's a real possibility of damaging the forbies as you winch up those rocks, so we've opted for an extension strap to allow us to pull Shaun directly forward off a well-placed tree further up the track. These extension straps are a really handy bit of kit to keep in the four-wheel drive, allowing you not only to winch from further distances, but also to control the angle of the winch by opening up more anchoring options.
Just a little bit of a winch to get me out of that little tight situation. Just that one step. The front wheels are trying to climb as the back ones are trying to climb. That's just what was holding me up. It's just the wheelbase thing, I reckon. Very difficult rock set though.
Okay, let's see what the Dmax can do. Of course, I'm lower slung than the 80, but with a narrower profile, I reckon I can give Shaun a run for his money. Yeah, you can see right there, I've got heaps more room on the side of the vehicle than Shauno did, but I'm just going to get hung up on these rocks as I climb forward, I think. Still, we'll give it a red hot go. Yeah, thank goodness for side steps.
Far out. That's good. Graham actually got exactly the same spot as I did, and I think the issue is the front and the rear is trying to climb at exactly the same time. Did well to get a vehicle here, 31-inch tyres. Drove to the same spot the 80 did.
Not bad.
Good drive, mate. Good drive.
To be honest, I'm pretty stoked with that, but it's time to jump on the Dominator winch and get out of trouble.
Hello?
Again, it's only a short winch we need to get those rear wheels out of that rut, and I'm back under my own steam.
Your turn. This is going to be fun to watch. Everything Stu does is worth watching. I love it when he drives hard tracks. He doesn't say a lot. Good line so far, Stu. Good line.
He's coming in hot.
I'm feeling a little overweight, just quietly.
That Patrol's pretty heavy too, mate.
Hey, everyone's a comedian.
Turn all your lockers on and hope for the best. Look at the control. That's it. Into it.
Easy.
Whoa, yeah!
Look at that.
That was done well, mate.
I'm not so confident about this little narrow bit here.
It's only a Patrol, mate. Don't stress too much.
This is really, really tight.
Oh, that canopy's just touched. Oh.
Oh my God. There wasn't even a lick of paint between the canopy and that rock.
Stu is the widest of us all here, and there's not an inch to spare between these rocks.
I don't want to watch this. It's not ideal.
I'm not loving it. I'm not sure what we're going to do to get him through this unscathed.
Straighten up.
Straight up. Be more towards me.
You're a lot bigger than you look.
Just, yeah, go back a little bit. You're going to have to come over.
This is so very similar to the squeeze through the trees at the base of this track. You've got to have a spotter out in front to guide you through the tight sections. Without someone looking at that canopy, absolutely for sure, Stu would have done a lot more damage.
You've got to get that tyre in that groove.
That is so tight. But finally, he's found a better angle and can line up the rock step.
That's it.
It's better line. Straighten him up.
Straighten her up.
Have a go at this, will you? Stu might just do this. Against all the odds, he might just pull this off. It's actually a good line.
Yeah.
And would you look at that? He is literally sitting on his diff. I think that's game over, mate.
So me,
I think that's Winchy, boy.
I think that's, you actually driven it the furthest.
we got wheel lift too.
Yep.
Yep, you can see there exactly where he's hung up. Fortunately though, he'll be able to winch up and over that without too much of a drama, aside from a few pinstripes on the old diff pumpkin. Mate, he did pretty darn well there.
I reckon he'll go far to say he outdrove both of us.
He definitely outdrove you.
I won't tell him that though.
No, don't tell him
Never.
that. No,
I reckon it's also the tightest track I've ever seen in Australia.
Yep.
Big call. Actually, when I put it out there, if you've ever seen a tighter track than that,
Yep.
let us know in the comments below.
Comment down below.
I reckon there was millimetres for
Paint.
most of that drive.
Yeah, another coat of paint, he wouldn't have made it.
Exactly
That's all
right.
that was in it. But
Let us know in the comments below the tightest track you've ever driven. All right.
Wow, that's a pretty good opening to the Cut Rock track. But there's plenty more challenges up ahead, and you're up, Shauno.
Right. Saddle up, lock and load. Right. I think this little part of the track is quite deceiving. I reckon it's going to be a little bit harder than it looks. Just one sort of big rock step. It's quite a step, you know.
Sean's got that step lined up and looks to have it under control, but... Yep. Oh, driving isn't for everyone, mate. That's more like it. Look at this.
I can't see Stu anymore. It's like a squid.
All right, let me show you how it's done. What a serious rock step I've got in front of me up here. With an IFS vehicle, I'm going to try and pick the high lines. I don't want to fall in the ruts because, well, I'm a lot lower to the ground than the bigger trucks. A little bit of momentum to carry me through. We're up. Okay, Stu's turn. Now, there's a lot of weight in the back of that thing, but this bloke knows how to wheel, and of course, he's got the benefit of the control of that automatic. Oh!
Yes.
Next on the menu is one hectic rock climb. This one's going to need a bit of assessment before we attempt it. I'd go so far as to say that this is one of the steepest little exits to any track I've ever driven in Australia.
This is a proper rock step. Massive. I won't know until I give it a go, but it just looks very, very steep.
It's actually a rock wall, not a rock ledge. I think Shauno's chances of driving it are pretty nil, but we'll see how he goes. He might make it. Oh, Struth, and right there you can see the ramifications of coming back down that hill.
I don't want to drive that.
That's steep!
Yeah, that's like trying to drive up Gunshot in Cape York. It's just...
Do you want to turn the engine off until we grease your oil pickup? Oh, you're not going to be able to get that bag. What did I say? You had one job, mate.
I'm just so steep. This scared me. It actually scared. You see me get off the throttle.
Yeah.
It started climbing, and I just went,
yeah.
I don't know where it's going. It's just like I'm literally.
Yeah, it's very steep. The good news is you're not stuck. We're just going to winch you out of here. Can you reach that bag? My casing point. Hang on, I'll get it. I think goes the Watagans with a bloody fishing rod.
Yeah, Barrabuster 4000, that rod is.
The whole Barrabuster.
Yeah.
You haven't bashed a barra yet. The real key to getting this winch correct is to find the right tree. We don't want to be winching sideways here, it's just way too steep. Luckily for us, there's a lot of trees to choose from. That winch angle is truly insane. We've got to get this right. Heaven forbid that winch rope were to snap. Shauno would plummet back down, and the real danger is he could go end over end. Now that's not a long winch, but you can hear the relief in Shauno's voice. That is gnarly.
Steep. Never heard of her.
That feels sketchy.
Yeah.
How good are modern winches? I tell you what, you'd be mad not to have one on the front of your 4B. All right, it's Dmax time. And I've got a feeling this is going to feel pretty wild. Oh, it's really steep when you get here. Nearly set the airbag off. How steep is that? I can't even get the front wheels up and over. I'm going to try a slightly different line.
You haven't even got to the step yet, mate.
Oh, that'll do me.
Can you creep forward?
Okay, now it all comes down to the auto. Thank goodness for that.
He's going to drive it, the whole thing. Go, keep going. You're nearly there.
Have a go at that. You know, I could actually feel the vehicle wanting to climb, but it's just such a steep angle that gravity is not letting it do so. Man, that is steep.
It's super steep, eh?
Oh, it's super steep. Key for me here is not to shock load that winch. I'm just letting the vehicle idle forward and the auto's letting me do that easily, such that I'm just slowly crawling up that rock face and letting the winch do most of the work.
Got it. How was that, mate?
Mate, that was one of the steepest little pinches.
Yeah, this was all time, mate. This is all time. You don't realise how steep it is till you get a vehicle on there.
You don't. Are you feeling all right though?
Hey?
Are you feeling okay?
Pretty good, boy.
Yeah, nothing serious. It's just that 31s, only one locker, twin locked 35s, and I'm driving pretty much the same tracks you are, and winching in the same spots.
The only difference is, mate, is I'll make him look good.
It's quite good. I'm going to play that. That was actually quite a good comeback. Ah, yes, you got to have a bit of rivalry with your mates, right? I tell you what, folks, who's the mate you like to pay out on when you're wheeling? I know you've got one. Speaking of, Stu's gone all quiet again. Come on, mate, send her up.
Oh, look, little rocks.
Drive it, Stu.
Don't put it on its lid.
Second gear, punch it. The key for this is momentum.
Spooling her up. She ain't gonna do it.
Nah, just winch it.
Have a winch.
Now that was one heck of an effort by Stu, but this climb has just proven to be a bit too much. Winch it! Biggest concern I've got here with Stu Dog, of course, is that of weight. That is a direct pull uphill. It's a lot to ask of any winch. There he goes.
Nice
Done
one.
it. He's done it. Mate, I don't know about you. Powerful first.
Beer o'clock?
It is beer o'clock.
It's about 1:15 actually, mate. I reckon we make a camp in the Watagans and get ready to head north tomorrow.
You got any ideas? Camp-wise?
There's a couple around here, mate. There's a few. I want to try and get a little secluded one away from the crowds.
Ooh, I like it. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. It's been an epic start to our North Coast trip, and I reckon we've proven the point that the Watagans is well worth its place at the start of our tough New South Wales road trip. Better yet, camp isn't far away, just a short drive further up into the forest. Now, New South Wales is at the start of a long, hot and dry summer, and already there's been bushfires raging up and down the coast. If you're wheeling in New South Wales or Queensland this summer, I urge you to check for information on fire bans in your area, as our favourite wheeling destinations are going to be an absolute tinderbox. Look at this for a campsite, would you? How good is it? And we've got the whole place to ourselves. Hard to believe we're just outside Sydney. With the prospect of a cold beverage or two on the table, we waste no time in getting set up for the night. I'm running my usual setup, and although the weather's looking good, I'm putting out the awning just in case things get a little bit dewy tonight. Speaking of good setups, Sean's got a few new toys of his own.
Well, have a look at the back of old Sooty here. I've got a new drawer system from Drifted Drawers, and absolutely insane to have all my stuff really organised. And I've got a spot for basically everything in my camping kit. And one thing in particular that I'm about to set up right now is my solar blanket. Now, what I like about this, it just fits in the top drawer just like that, takes up hardly any space. And I reckon it's a must-have for anyone who's serious about camping. This is a 150 watt red arc solar panel. It's top quality and it will pump a stack of charge into my battery. So I sort of get in the habit every time I go camping, get the solar blanket out, get it on the bonnet and maximise all the sun so I can have my 12 volt system in tip-top shape. Now right here we're parked under trees and most campsites are going to be around trees. We've got filtered light The Redox solar blanket can still charge in part shade thanks to the uni-solar cell technology. It captures the full spectrum of light, unlike cheaper monocrystalline or polycrystalline blankets that need full sun. The other really cool feature about this one is it's plug and play. So within 30 seconds of getting it out of my back drawers, well, I'm starting to harness the sun's energy and to top up my 12-volt system.
With camp set up, it's time to crack an iron jack and settle back for the night. Except for Shaun, of course, who still needs to set up. Come on, mate, get into it. And with that, the sun sets on our first day on the road.
What a cracking day though today.
Wattos. One of my favourite places, Wattos, for wheeling, for hard tracks.
We're in the prime spot for
really
hard tracks. Like starting at the Wattos, heading north. I've got a few tracks I think I want to have a look at. I reckon I'll follow our nose a little bit and just sort of just work the way up the coast.
Not a bad plan at all. Stick around, folks, because there's plenty more ahead. It's a perfect morning up here in the Watagans at this secluded little campsite hidden away up near Gap Creek. While we're busy planning our next destination for the day, our campsite seems to have attracted the eye of a few friendly locals who've popped in to check out the latest in four-wheel drive camping setups. I don't know why they're hanging around Shauno's rig. We're only a day in and already there's a few battle scars on the Forbies, but that's all part of the fun, don't you agree? Now, of course, we're going to be pushing on to our next destination this morning, but if you do find yourself camped out here, there's plenty to see and do in this part of the world if you follow your nose. And of course, the Watagans is famous for tracks to test you and your vehicle. For us though, it's time to grab some brekkie before we hit the road. Mate, that looks absolutely fantastic.
How good does this look, eh?
What do you call this ensemble here?
Well, I'd call it the old Graham sausages and eggs.
Yeah, my favourite.
Exactly right. And it's not a big meal, but it'll get you going for the morning. That's
well,
sure.
I agree. You know something? Look at these fellas down here. Look at this.
I know.
This is something I love about the Watagans. Literally, you could bring the tin lids out here, have an absolutely fantastic camping experience. They can say good day to the native wildlife, which I think is fantastic. Kids have got to see this. And then, if the big kids want to play, damn boy.
There's some tracks out here.
There's some tracks here.
There's heaps to do as well. There's waterfalls, there's bush
there's a big lookout up here.
The lookouts, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But we've come for some very hard tracks, so we're going to
bring it on. Get on the tracks.
Get on the tracks.
As we're packing up camp, a call comes in from a good mate of ours who's heard we're in the area, and Joel has offered to take us wheeling to a very specky bit of coast just north of here. And of course, this has got one of the toughest beach access tracks you'll find anywhere in Australia, and that sounds like a perfect addition to an iconic New South Wales road trip. It's a pity to leave the Watagans so soon, but don't worry, I got a feeling we'll be back here soon enough. For now though, it's on to our next appointment. After a few miles on the blacktop, we arrive at our meeting point with Joel, just south of the little seaside town of Forster. But what an epic bit of coast.
See that blue stuff on the horizon?
Gee whiz, look at that. We're up really high here.
Absolutely, mate. But it should be almost near the start of this track, and I think Joel should be there.
Do you reckon we could just keep going past him?
I'd say so. Hopefully he doesn't notice us. Yeah, there he is in the big GU. Look at him.
You wouldn't miss a head like that, would you?
There we go with this fella, eh? Big fella, how are you, mate? That's a go. Good to see you, mate.
Trip up.
Oh yeah, good drive. So far, so good.
Joel knows this part of the world like the back of his hand. Better yet, he drives a neat little locked and lifted TD42. Hope you're paying attention, Shauno. You could learn some things here, mate. The track that Joel has for us today is, of course, the entry track to McBride's Beach, a magic little spot only accessible by four-wheel drive, and hosting one very committing rocky descent to get there. I can't wait. The challenges on this track start literally out of the car park, with some flexy looking ruts to get things started. The camera crew in the Newlon camera car are soon flexing their way ahead of us up on the track, and I know those boys are never happier than when they see some big challenges up ahead.
Well, here we go, boys. McBride's Beach, eh? A little classic around this part of town.
I haven't been down here for, Struth, many years, mate.
And just how I remember it, mate, it starts off with a bang. Straight into it.
Well, that'd be unusual, wouldn't it?
Just straight in, straight in. I might have to put my lockers in. This rut looks huge.
There's some big deep holes.
Oh, I might end up on my lid in the car park. I'll walk back to the car park.
Geez, that sooty does flex hard.
Oh, far out. Far out. So much flex, it didn't need lockers. That's a big rut.
The Dmax handles these ruts really pretty well. You see, she's low to the ground and has got a great centre of gravity, so you can just lean into these, let the wheel lifts happen, and know that you're going to pop out the other side. Like a boss. Stu and Joel take the ruts in their stride, and soon we're all past the first little challenge and starting the descent towards the beach.
Stunning part of the world, mate.
Have a look at that view out the right-hand side there.
I know, to be lifting wheels, even coming down a hill with that sort of view, cool little place. It's full of ruts. It's actually, looks like it's washed out a heck of a lot since last time I've been down this way.
I can't remember much about the last trip down here, except that you were driving a Zook and you nearly put it on its lid.
I'll show you how to do that today if you like. I was going to say something intelligent, mate, come down this hill, but I need both hands on the old wheel for this one. The best thing about this is you've got to come back up this track, so fun enough going down. It's always give you a pretty good indication the coming back up is going to be awesome.
Now, the technical descent down to the beach is well worth the effort. This is one stunning bit of coast and a perfect stop to set up for the day. This, of course, is only a day-use access area, but still very much worth a visit.
Oh, would you have a go at that? Look at that, McBride's Beach, we're here. The sand, the water, oh, it's a glorious day too.
Pretty darn spectacular. There are not many beaches you need low range to get, like, down to them.
No, exactly right. It's what makes this place pretty special.
Tell you what, I never get sick of seeing it.
Oh, spectacular. What a day too. It's really turned it on for us. Thank you, Mother Nature.
Thank you, McBride, for letting us come here.
Hearing about the crowds, look at them, people everywhere.
Oh, I'm so going to get stuck.
Oh, that's spectacular. Taking the boots off. Gonna get the old toe sandy. Oh, to be able to drive a full drive on a beach is going to be one of the most amazing experiences, just to have your full drive down here on the water's edge. What a place. What a place.
Yep, that right there is a slice of paradise. You reckon you've seen better? Well, let us know in the comments. Mate,
This is spectacular.
the weather's turned it on too.
Perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect. We've got that nice little westerly, perfect inshore.
You know what I love about McBride's? Getting down here is awesome, the beach is fantastic, we've got to do ourselves. We're going to get back up that hill.
I know, that's the fun bit, to be honest. That's super fun. I just want to spend, I could spend ages down here. Wish you could camp down here. Obviously you can't.
You're not allowed to.
You can't camp, it's against the rules.
Yep.
But I just like visiting this place.
Just like to come down for a picnic though. Barbie.
For a whole day. I'll spend the whole day. Get there first thing in the morning.
What would you do? Would you fish? You probably wouldn't fish here.
Wouldn't fish at all, mate. Not around that headland or anything like that.
All right, I got a challenge for you. You've got to make it all the way to the top without lifting a tyre.
Oh, won't happen.
Not
Won't happen. Won't happen.
I'm going to try not to lift any more than 3 at one time. All right, come on, let's get out of here. All righty. Unfortunately, as much as I could stay down here all day, we're going to make a mile.
How good is this spot? We weren't making it a mile north. I reckon this would be me for the day. Little barbecue. Oof. Soft beat. It's a bit soft.
He's that guy.
I'm not going to get stuck. That is soft.
Oh no. Okay, so maybe I'm that guy.
Funny spots apart, Graham. I thought you were going to follow me up the track, mate.
I'm stuck. I'm bogged.
Right in front of the boys.
I seem to have set up a bit of a chain reaction here. And Joel also seems to be struggling, and yep, so is Stu.
You're stuck.
All right, I'm bogged.
Well, that's a tragedy.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is probably the single greatest thing I've ever seen forward driving. You notice the one Toyota in the group. You blokes are an absolute scream. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I reckon that'll make a perfect camp scene.
Firstly, mate, this is the single greatest moment of my four-wheel drive life. I've seen some amazing things in the Kimberley. We're talking Arnhem Land, Cape York several times. But this will go down as the single greatest thing I've ever witnessed.
Haven't you got something you could be doing somewhere?
might go polish that Toyota badge a little bit more.
God.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so happy. I'm gonna
just go up there and
so
make a coffee or something.
Like, you guys can't snatch yourselves out. That's we've established.
No, I can't do that. No.
So how are you gonna get out?
This is pretty much the perfect place to try out these new MaxTrax Extremes, which you'll notice are fitted with these new hardcore lugs that drastically improve traction. The basic principle, of course, is still the same. Use the MaxTrax to dig down to the base of the tyres and then wedge them in. Before you take off though, there's another step that could save you a lot of digging later. When you buy your MaxTrax, you'll see they'll come with these orange lanyards. You might wonder what they're for. Well, you simply thread them through here, pull them back on themselves, just attach them to the MaxTrax. The reason you do that, these work so effectively, they get pushed down into the sand, and you'd be amazed how hard it is to find these bad boys when they're down in the sand. So just lay these out, and it's so much easier to find them when you've got this lanyard attached. Really worthwhile. With the MaxTrax in place, getting out of the sand is as easy as pie.
You know what?
And a bit of right boot gets me through the soft sand and up to Shauno. All right, it's time for Joel's rig.
Hey. This one is extremely bogged. You'll be surprised how well this will work though. If you decide to go down that path and buy yourself a Patrol, the first thing you should purchase before a bull bar, before anything like that, a set of MaxTrax, because you'll probably find yourself stuck a lot. Go, 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 go.
And look at that. He's gone from belly deep in soft sand to back on his feet. Well, just. Okie dokie, time to rescue Stu. Looks like we're all back on the road.
You.
All right, let's get out of here. Well, there you go. Another top location ticked off the list. And now, we got to get out of here. The rocks and ruts on this track look a little bit bigger when you're tackling them the other way around, and straight off the beach, we're back into it.
I'll tell you what, boys, this is a fun little track to get out of, and it's sort of a bit of a choose your own adventure. You've, far out, you got to choose a pretty full-on adventure to get up this bit. Got a little bit of rear locker. Sort of watch this rock.
That rock must have come close to your door, did it?
I was keeping an eye on it, but you got to go wide, that's for sure. It'll catch you out.
By picking the right line, you can see that you can drive ruts and rocks as smoother, if not smoother, than the bigger trucks. Boy, oh boy, it's quite a ride.
Oh, this is a fun little track. Just full of ruts. It's just...
I can see why you call that thing sooty.
You'll smell it soon too, mate.
Now that's some flex. Oh, crikey. Let's see how the Dmax handles it. Just gonna wait for the atom cloud to clear of smoke. Holy heck, now that's a wheel lift.
I didn't know if that was going to come down then.
Now, the wholesale automatic boys are not exactly known for keeping all four wheels on the ground, but let's see how Stu goes here. Now that is not only a huge wheel lift, it just doesn't want to come down. That's impressive, mate.
I think I just ran over all the cameramen.
That line is clearly not working, so Stu backs up and tries just a different approach. But nope, that is still looking bad, possibly even worse. That's getting to be a pretty worrying lean.
You are on a wicked angle.
I'm not real happy with that. I think I'm going to fall over.
Do you want me to jump out there a spot, mate?
Yeah, let's come have a look.
On your way.
Yeah, that's what makes sure it's going to come down.
Well and truly in there.
Is the left,
Keep going.
is the left hand side going to come up?
Yeah, it will come up. It's got a little bit further. Keep going. Keep going. Straight. No. Come back. Come back. Let's put on a different line, eh?
That was right on the edge then.
Yeah, let's go right hand down. And give him a crack at that, mate. So just straighten up a little bit. It's still going to pop a wheel. Let's hope it's not as bad. Keep going. Perfect.
That was a bit gnarly.
That was touch and go for a bit there. All right, now for Joel. And being a local boy, I reckon he'll have the line nailed. And yep, he does. Nice one, mate.
Boys, nearly to the top of the hill. A couple more ruts to go, though.
Couple of big ruts to go, mate. What are you thinking? Maybe camp?
I've got a cracking little spot for you that I'll take you to, eh? What does that sound like?
I don't know about that, Joel. Following you, mate.
You'll be right, mate. You just bring the beers along, eh?
Well, that was another cracking day checking out this amazing part of the world. And I think you'd agree, McBride's Beach makes a perfect addition to a New South Wales road trip. There really is nothing better than local knowledge, and Joel's provided just that, sharing a secret little campsite out the back of a local farm just a bit further up the coast. Now that is pretty magic, don't you reckon? With Joel's dog Shazza keeping an eye on our work, it's time to set up camp. We've heard reports of bushfires all around this area, and while I love nothing more than a campfire, we're of course going to skip the fire for tonight. At this time of year, you really can do without a fire, and if it doesn't put our precious bush at risk, then it's well worth it.
Well, have a go with this for a setup, hey? Brand new draw system in Old Sooty here, and it's got everything where I want it. And I think the key with this setup is that no matter what I want out of the back of the vehicle, within about 15 seconds I can get it. All my camp gear sort of goes in here, and I've got these U-Butte little see-through sort of top canvas containers that hold everything in it. So I've got everything organised in there. I actually fit a carton of iron jacks in the back, which is fantastic. A must-have for any draw system. And this side, this is the business end. So I've got a lot of my tools. I've got torches in there, I've got a cooker. It's a lot of weight in there, a lot of Milwaukee tools in there. I'll close that one up. This is a neat little feature. This comes out, of course, as a table, but you can take it all the way out, fold the legs down, and that's what we'll be cooking on tonight. Up here I've got not emergency stuff, but like important stuff that's lightweight. So I've got first aid kit, I've got my solar blanket, and I've got my sat phones. And I've also got the awning walls for the 270-degree King's awning. Fridge, chainsaw, a few little bits and pieces down the side. A really neat thing is I've utilised all the space down the side of these wings. So I've actually got all my aerosols, coolant, any of the oils and stuff like that down in this one here. Spare parts down in this side here. So I've got axles, I've got 2 locking hubs, I've got unis, I've got basically everything I need. And the cool thing about these drawers, they go right to the front of the vehicle. So where my front seats are, cargo barrier. I've got a couple of hatches where my batteries are hidden away. I've also got a 60-litre water tank. So I reckon it's the ultimate little setup. Very happy with how it's come together. So all that getting together is a lot of hard work. So time to get a beer out, I think.
With camp set up, it's time to crack a few beers and relive the day. And of course, to make plans for our final leg of the road trip before we get to Coffs Harbour. First though, Chef Whale is in the house. What do you got in the Dmax today, mate?
Well, that's on the boil. Here we go. We're cooking up an absolute storm already. I've got some water going. That means pasta is on the menu tonight, but not any old pasta. I'm gonna jazz it up a little bit. I'm making like a sausage pasta tonight, so I think that's an epic little meal. It's a one-pot wonder. That's what I sort of do because it's just easy to do that. What do you going, mate?
Hey, mate, how's things?
Hey, good.
You cooking?
Yeah, got the water on. I'm just about to get started here.
Brilliant.
I've got all the ingredients going. As you'll notice, I've got Thanks, mate.
What are you cooking?
Oh, you're
Hey?
far out. You need to jump actually in that Dometic if you could. I've actually talked it down a bit. This is actually a bit of a gourmet sort of meal. I'm talking 3 or 4 sausage pasta. I think I've got 4 sausages. Now,
cheers, mate.
Now, normally, where's mine? Mate,
I'll get your beer. I'll buy you a beer.
Okay, and grab the sausages out. There's a few sausages in there, all different types of sausages. That's the key about this one, different types of sausages. That's always a party when you got 4 different types of sausage going on.
It really is.
Look, so here
I
we
can
go.
see which ones you bought, mate. They're yours.
Look at those little fellas.
They're yours.
No, they're good little chipolatas, full of flavour, mate. They might not be very big, but you get enough of them around and they go all right, don't
They do,
What
do.
are you talking about?
And you got some English pork there. Ooh, we got some exotics.
Yeah, that's the lamb one. That's
Feta
the lamb
and
one.
rosemary. What do you got in here? What are these things?
Oh! Far out!
What the hell? What's that?
That's all my hair gone.
What was that? What? That stinks. Oh, kids, that's why you get mum to light the fire for you. No, it stinks. All right,
First up,
grab me a knife, mate.
as
Are they sharp?
my assistant chef, you can go the smaller one. Right, let's get some sausages on this really quick.
We should.
Really
Mate,
quick.
you start cutting up yours.
The chipolatas, like, don't be afraid of using these. What they lack in size, they make up in flavour. And what have you got there? That's a cranksy. I'm just putting those in whole, as you can see. With these ones, now these are a lot bigger, obviously. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut them up.
That's the way.
Oh, that's going to be really nice. What have we got here? Is it
these are a bit exotic. These ones.
Yeah. These are a bit fatter, these ones. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to cut these. What? You could rip the skin off these ones. I'm not gonna. I'm just going to cut these up. These ones here, these are pork sausages. So we've got a mixture of lamb, we've got pork. Chipolatas, no one knows what they are, but they're
good,
they're tasty little small fellas. Yep. And obviously the cranksy, the big old.
We got a party starter.
Now I'm just going to go a little splash of olive oil, not too much because sausages have got a fair bit of fat in them already.
They do.
There's some garlic in my Dometic.
Yep.
Rip a bit of salt in there, bit of pepper. Get hard on the pepper here. Italian herbs, going to whack a bit of Italian herbs on them. Yeah, a bit of garlic,
Oh, that smells good.
Well, mate, those sausages are looking an absolute treat.
They really are.
They really are starting to come together good. The water's now on the boil, so let's get that pasta in.
Would you like me to cut this open for you?
If you could.
How good's a sharp knife, mate? Just look at that.
How good.
There you go.
Yours is all covered with sausage meat.
Don't you worry about that. That's
So
okay health and
one
safety.
little tip, when you're doing pasta, salt, yes, definitely, and olive oil.
In fact,
two things.
I was once told by an Italian that the water should be as salty as the Mediterranean.
That's a great tip to take with you.
In fact, if you're on a date and you are doing pasta, just drop that in there.
Just drop that in there.
Yeah.
Look, if you're making something like this for a date, you're probably going to do all right. So just...
You're gonna luck out. You're better off watching the footy.
All right, mate. Step out of the side before you ruin this meal.
Sorry?
You want to cook your pasta, I should have read the packet, but it usually says about like 4 or 5 minutes or something like that on the cook. So
Does it though?
Yeah, look.
Does it, chef?
And the word I'm going to use, this will stress you out, but al dente is...
What does that mean?
It means just... It's the way the pasta's cooked. It's
What does al dente mean,
It's an
though?
Italian thing. I don't have to go into detail.
Okay.
It's
Sorry.
like if the pasta's like not rubbery, but like not all the way cooked, it's sort of just on the edge of being cooked.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
it's that slight crunch you feel in your mouth.
Little tiny bit. What I'm gonna do, get the old pasta al dentes, and then I've actually got some broccoli.
Ooh.
So if you can jump in the Dometic, if you
I can do that. I'm doing a lot of that today.
If you can do that, grab some broccoli right up the end
What do
there.
you call it?
Broccoli. Key is to probably just wipe some of that sausage meat off.
That's hygienic as.
At least I'm more hygienic with my new...
Yeah, you're actually looking pretty good because that wooden one was disgusting, bro.
It was disgusting.
That wooden chopping board, you know what? Don't do it.
I threw it out. So another little cooking term, just let me know if this goes over your head, but cut these into little florets. And when the pasta's almost cooked, like about 3 minutes off being cooked, you whack the broccoli.
You're a genius.
In the pasta. Yeah, I know.
An absolute genius.
Just create stuff, mate. This is actually not a real recipe.
No, it's probably never been done before.
I've never done it before. Believe it or not. That is looking good, mate. That is looking good. This is the fun bit of the recipe. So we've got about 2 minutes. So I reckon grab a beer, finish that beer, and come back, get another beer, and then...
There's a lot of beer, I like this.
We'll put it all together, and then you're going to see some magic. That's what you're going to see.
Well, I don't know about magic, but we'll see how we go. How we looking?
It's about 3 minutes, mate.
I'm so hungry.
I need to get that pasta off the boil.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the water out of it. Get that out of it.
Put the water out of it.
It's called draining.
You do that.
I sometimes don't need to use big terms around everyone. Like, obviously I'm a chef, I know that.
Just get on with it, chef.
I'm gonna get it.
How are you gonna drain that, chef?
Okay, this is the hard bit. This is extremely difficult, but didn't really think this one through. Okay, it's easy, it's easy. You hold the knife.
Oh yeah, okay.
You're in charge of draining.
Yep, I like this bit.
So don't do it where you're gonna walk.
What are you doing?
We'll just
square up to me.
Do it this way.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna walk there.
Oh, well, what are you doing, dude?
This is my campsite. Look at that, look at that.
Yeah, go steady, go steady.
Yeah, you don't wanna go too fast.
Okay, tip.
So.
It looks so good.
This is fantastic.
Seriously.
This is a good bit. Sausos go straight in there.
Oh, I'm excited.
So, yeah, whack them in.
Sometimes you just gotta scrape them in.
You do, you do.
Holy heck.
I'm gonna whack that down there, whack that on there, whack that on there.
There's something else. No, you gotta light that, do you?
I've gotta light this one back up. I'm just gonna stand back if you would.
Yeah.
Ready? No, you see, you can do it easily.
So much nicer than what you did before.
I was worried. Okay, I'm gonna whack some pasta bake sauce in. Now, normally, I'd spend half the morning and just make my own sauce up and stuff like that, but it's just so much easier these days. Just go into the shop and get it. Basically, whack all that in. So I'm just basically putting that all together, mixing, folding the old pasta sauce in. Normally, like I said, I'd put the cheese on this.
Lid on.
And I'd bake.
Some coals on top.
Yep, and I'd bake it, and it'd become a proper pasta bake. But tonight,
Fire band tonight. So we're just, you know what? I'm kind of excited for this.
I'm going.
I like this. If you
one fistful of cheese.
There's something about you with your hands in the cheese that just makes me really question.
Just look at
You're not. Don't do that. You're not a meme.
Every single bit of
You're not a
cheese.
meme. Do you want another one?
Yeah, go a little bit more. Go a little bit more. Get some cheesy goodness in that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I've got a strong feeling here that you could even go more cheese.
You reckon? You don't want to be cheesy about it. Anyway, you don't have to laugh at all my jokes, but look at that.
That's looking pretty good.
One little thing.
Yeah, go.
A little bit of Tabasco. This one here is the old habanero sauce. It's the hottest they got. So
just stuff too.
You don't want to put too much of this stuff in, folks. So you just be careful with how much you put in here, because that's enough. But one more, there we go. I reckon grab some bowls, grab the fellas.
Where are the boys?
First in, first served, boys. You coming in or what?
I'm first in.
We coming in?
Get in there.
All right. Pretty damn good.
Can you smell this, boys?
Not too bad.
Not too bad, come on.
It's got some kick.
There's never too much. Oh, wow.
It is pretty good.
There we go, folks. An easy 4 sausage pasta bake.
Super good, super good.
Super good. All right, let's go down, have a beer, and talk about some tracks for tomorrow, maybe, eh?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Tomorrow's going to be all time, I reckon.
There's a lot there too. There's a lot there.
There is a bit of lunch, I reckon.
It's another perfect day for our final push up the coast, and Stu seems to have tapped into some new age zen under his canvas. These roughheads are soon downing some coffee, and a plan unfolds to check out the tough tracks of Possum Brush before we leg it up to Coffs Harbour. This camp has been a great little find from Joel, and definitely one we'll keep in the memory banks.
I'll tell you what, have a look at this campsite. I reckon I've got it just about spot on. It's got the 270-degree awning out, and last night I actually put one of the awning walls on. The wind got up a little bit. I don't think it's a coincidence, but as soon as I finished cooking, that wind became a lot stronger, and I ended up getting one of those awning walls out, put that down, and actually stopped the wind from coming inside the camp. And one thing I really like about this setup is it gives me over 10 square metres of undercover area. Now that's without the walls. It gives me plenty of room to put my swag. Also my cooking setup, all my camping setup fits underneath this 270-degree awning. You chuck the walls out, well, you get a heck of a lot of space. Now it's not just a space though, it protects you from all the elements, heat, wind, rain, and even if you cooked a big batch of the old sausage pasta bake, it'll protect you from anything. Put that all together and you've got the ultimate camp setup. Now, another really cool thing is it packs down really quick. And that's exactly what I'm about to do, because today, I'm gonna drive some pretty insane tracks.
Keeping up with the theme of the ultimate road trip destinations, we've got a couple of Uber classics lined up for today. And Joel had so much fun yesterday, he's decided to tag along. Little tip for you folks, when you're rolling up your swag, of course, put your poles in your swag when you roll them up, but if you just spread them out a little bit like that, you don't have to take any time over it, just like that. When you roll it up, it actually gives you a bit of purchase on your swag and allows you to get that initial roll, the all-important initial roll, a lot tighter. Of course, if you get that one tighter, the whole thing will be a little bit smaller, goes in the bag easier and packs away smaller. Just a little tip. We're keen to get on the road, so quickly we've got camp packed down, well underway. But of course, there's one Toyota driver in the convoy, so there's always a few delays.
All right, Well, over the last couple of days of driving tracks, I've noticed that my aircon pulley, well, it's been really squeaking. That belt's squeaking a heck of a lot. And I've just been overcoming it with revs, to be honest with you. Every time it gets a bit noisy, just put the revs up and it's sort of, you can't hear as much. I thought I'd actually do the job properly. Just tighten that belt up. It's really easy. Grab yourself a 14. If you've got ratchet spanners as well, that's one thing I always carry in the vehicle, and I reckon they make such a difference. There you go. That shouldn't squeal. I'll tell you what, just with, especially if you've got an old vehicle and you're out in the tracks, pays every single morning just to open that bonnet, just have a quick look around. Even if, you know, you don't have a squeaky belt or something like that, just it pays to have a good look over the engine bay and keep your vehicle in tip-top condition.
With maintenance done, we push north once again, and soon we're back up in the bush and headed to some iconic tracks out the back of Possum Brush. Shauno, another day on the tracks, mate.
Yeah, mate, and I'm stoked to be out here. The tracks out here are pretty insane. There's that clay hill, there's the fence line track, there's a whole stack. Slipperies, all those fun ones around here. It's just off the highway, a good way to round our little trip north.
For our first track of the day, we're heading to Clay Hill, a steep ascent that climbs up out of this deep forest. We've got a bit of a long history with this track, and it's absolutely one of my favourites. Soon enough, the first pinch of Clay Hill is rising ahead of us. This is a committing climb, and as the name suggests, in the wet there's virtually no traction. But even in the dry, this one looks pretty daunting.
Right, here we go. This is what they call the Clay Hill. Big hill, made of clay. It's super steep. Whoa, it's steeper than I realised. Up we go, Clay Hill done.
Feisty little Dmax. The feisty little Dmax. Just going places. Big trucks fear to tread. Yes. It always spooks me out that hill, but we're up. This is Stu's first time attempting this hill, so let's see how the big auto handles it. Twin-locked GU Patrol with an auto. I mean, come on. Was there even a hill there, Stu?
The dash mat's coming off.
Joel's opted for low and slow here.
Oh, she's steep. She's steep.
Really does seem to be doing the trick.
Oh, I picked a wheel up. Oh. What do you reckon, eh? Nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah.
Just around the bend, this track really does kick it up a notch, with a series of ruts to thread your way through to the top. This one is not for the faint-hearted. So this is right up the very top of Clay Hill, and I'd say this is probably the crux of the matter right here. This is this big rock step that everyone talks about. It's huge, and I reckon she's a bit more rutted out the last time I saw her. There's a big rut down through here. I'm still a bit unsure of what line to take. But this is one of those tracks that sometimes you don't even get a choice of line. You've just got to sort of power up and hope for the best. But I'm going to watch Shauno come through here.
Going for this.
It's not that steep.
Nah, the rock steps in the, like the halfway mark.
Oh. Descended, mate.
Which line do I take? It's just a big, gnarly rock hill. This bit's sketchy.
Whoa, Shauno, where you going there, mate? Come on, stay on the track.
Mate, far out.
That was one epic drive. Well done, mate.
Oh, that scared the heck out of me, that track.
Couple of committing sections there, as I predicted. The rock step here and these big tree roots. Twin locked 35s. Let's have a go.
That was committing and long and everything you want out of a good tough track. Just gonna have to go up here and change your pants.
Give it a go, mate.
Now this is one heck of a challenge. It's the sort of hill I love getting my teeth stuck into. I'm going to give this 100%.
Close. It's just a clearance issue, that's all. Like your drivers are like not even touching the bottom of the ruck.
The rut's so big that your tyre is not touching again. I could change that tyre now.
Yep, this is one of those times when size does matter. So it's out with the winch.
Graham's only got a certain amount of winch rope on that vehicle and we're right at the max of it. I always try to keep at least one full length of winch rope on the drum. And I've got the extension strap and I'm just still a little bit short, so tree trunk protector, but the way I'm going to do this is just loop it across itself. And I'm going to put something in here so when this gets really tight and bound up, it'll be easy to get apart. One of the best things you can put in here is actually a toilet roll. I like to get some dunny paper, but after my cooking, it's just important to probably keep all the toilet paper because we don't have that much left. So that'll do that, that'll do that.
With the extension strap giving me a straight line pull up to the top of the hill, it's a nice safe winch over those rocks, and soon I'm up and out of trouble, ready to give the last section a crack. Yes! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That is a proper four-wheel drive track. That is low range, steep, committing, gnarly. But we got to the top, and that is what counts at the end of the day.
Just want to grab this recovery gear because this track is one serious track. I mean, there's huge ruts. I mean, unless you've got 35-inch tyres, you don't really stand a chance. You were so hung up on 31s that I could change the tyre and I wouldn't have to jack the vehicle up.
He's not got a heap more clearance than me.
Not really, even though he's got 33s.
And he has twin locked.
Twin locked.
That front can pull you through sometimes.
If he drives it like flat out, he might have half a chance.
Well, Stu only knows two positions on the throttle.
On or off.
So I think it'll be entertaining either way.
Chuck that auto into half a race, mate.
Well, I guarantee whatever happens here, it's going to be pretty epic. Take it away, Stu. Stu's front diff just clears that rut, and now he can line up for the top section.
Out of his way, he's coming hot, red hot.
That control he has, it's ridiculous. Stu's really using that auto to his advantage here, showing a lot of control as he hits those last big steps.
Oh, nice drive!
He's done it!
He's done it!
He's done it!
Look at the dust!
That's impressive.
That is an impressive drive. He just held that, pinned it, and used momentum to carry him through some of the lower spots on the track.
Auto, twin locked, 33 is all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
it's
all you need. Up he comes.
Would
be.
And Joel, twin locked on 35, there's no weight in the back.
No, just a dog. He's got one dog power.
The bloke can't drive, and he's not.
No, but he's got the vehicle on his side.
Exactly.
How lucky are you to have mates like us, Joel? In all seriousness, though, he's picked a great line and monstered his way through. What rock step?
Taking the hard line, man.
That's a good drive.
Good drive, mate. This bloke's got no idea with women, but he knows how to drive a patrol, that's for sure. That's for sure.
That's a proper hill.
Mate. That's scared the heck out of me.
That's a real hill.
It's steep, big ruts. It's
Do you reckon we've got time for one more?
Of course we do. We're in the heart of one more, no more.
I just feel like getting a bit throttled in and just going up a hill really fast.
Straight up fence line. Fence line's around the corner.
I'll race you.
Nice local one. Super hard. You've done it before.
I have. Let's pack all this up.
All right,
and get the fence line.
Keep it close by though. I might need it.
Now, of course, we're due in Coffs Harbour this afternoon, but we're having too much fun to call it quits just yet. So we hightail it up the road to the next challenge called the fence line track.
Doesn't look like this track's been driven in a long time. It's quite overgrown. Very dry as well out here. And just through the vines in the lantana I can see the track just goes like this, almost vertical. The east coast of New South Wales, that mid-north coast area, offers some of the toughest tracks, there's no doubt about it. It's just so many tracks down through here.
Fence line is another New South Wales classic. It's short and sweet with two big pinches to get through. This one is guaranteed to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't even think I should go left on this rut rather than right in it. As
always, this challenge looks quite a bit bigger once you get the four-wheel drive up close.
Yeah, right. Look at it, it's huge.
What are you doing, mate?
Use the line.
Come on.
Oh, where's the line, is it?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Do you want some advice? Because I've sussed it out.
A bit left.
Oh, I wouldn't be doing that line.
Huh?
No way.
Why not? That's the one I'd...
See what happens. Yeah, good drive.
Oh, it fell in.
Yeah. Into it. Yes. Done well. That's a big hole.
It is a big hole. It's grown. Up she goes. Sooty the little tractor. She's a beast. I'm 35-inch tyres. Twin locked. It just makes short work of these tracks.
Well, all I can really do here is follow his tyre tracks and do that. See how we go here. Oh, there's a rut before the rut.
Yep. That's it. Well driven. Hey!
Good drive.
Good drive. Far out. I know, big wheel lift, big wheel lift.
Yep, I just followed a twin-locked truck on 35s, so I'm pretty damn stoked.
Just committed. He'll be so stoked in there.
How fun is this? Come on, Stu Dog, show us what you got. Controlled, controlled.
Hardly lifted a wheel. What are you talking about? Yeah!
Oh. It's not for everyone, Stu. Get down, go on. Get down. Get right down there.
Give it a hip from there. Give it a hip.
With that pinch under our belts, we're into the main section of the fence line track. A long line of ruts and slippery rocks. It's challenging, but a lot of fun.
Oh, steep. Really shaly stuff too. Just want to keep that throttle sort of in. Oh, look at the vehicles are moving around a heck of a lot. Just want to keep that momentum going because as soon as you stop here, yeah, I reckon if you stop on this hill, that's it, you're probably done.
The cameras really don't do this one justice, but I can tell you, this is steep with virtually no traction. You just got to try and keep moving.
A little bit more momentum here. Come on. Up there. Nah, just clearance. Just gonna have to come back and get a slightly different line. I fell in that rut and it's quite deep.
You came to a dead stop.
Yeah, I thought just a little bit more momentum would see me through it, but not really. Hopefully, I've got the clearance with the big 35s just to crawl over this. That's the plan. Holy dooly! Don't put your thumbs in the steering wheel. That could have been messy. Scared the heck out of me.
Rightio. I think I'm going to need a little bit of momentum up here. Holy heck. He's bouncing. Whoa.
A lot of rocks flicking up.
You can tell here I was giving that the berries. I was using momentum as my friend, but these ruts are just too much.
Just want to change Graham's plan of attack here. Go back a little bit more. Instead of driving in this rut where you need big tyres, sometimes to get a vehicle with smaller tyres through, you can straddle the rut. It's a little bit more sketchy, but if he gets it right, go, 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 you know it.
Screen wipers are on.
You have to straddle this one too.
Now that I've found a line with the Dmax, the only thing to do here is stay on the power and pin it to the top. This is a wild ride. I've left the camera crew behind, but sometimes you just got to push, and top is right ahead. Go the Dmax.
A lot of dust.
Come on, you big girl. Up you get. What a drive! What a drive!
Well, that was a remarkable drive. He jumped up out of those ruts, straddled the whole way. Very impressive drive. Very impressive.
I need a moment. That was sick. That was fun.
Ready or not, here I come.
Stu's seen how it's done, and I reckon he's not going to hold back.
Right, here we go.
He's going to have to get into it. Oh, and he is.
You know what?
And he really is. Oh, it's a bit... Oh, no, he missed it. Well done. Good steering.
So
You know what, boy?
get up. Get up.
Look at that. They're tough, those things, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeepers.
Into it.
He was not slowing down.
That was sick.
Absolutely nailed that drive.
Yeah.
That was sick. So much fun.
Well done, mate. That was one heck of a drive. All right, Joel, last man up. Show us what you got.
Hold on, Shazza.
Come on. And with the last little flick, he's up. What a track. Mate, that was a spirited drive if ever I've seen one.
Mate, he's control.
There was no control there.
There was control.
was just
he stayed on the
right foot.
track, which I was surprised about.
Until right at the top. He nearly came off right at the top there, but he's done it. He's done it.
This is a gnarly track, man. And
It
all these
is.
tracks on the East Coast, you just go in between that sort of Newcastle to Coffs Harbour region. And
Yep.
if you wanted to and did a new track every single day to make your way north,
Oh, you could easily.
you could spend 3 months trying to get from here to Coffs Harbour.
And mate, they are all exactly like this one right here.
Absolutely.
Crackers.
Absolutely.
Crackers.
So much fun.
Righto, let's get off this hill. Come on.
Sounds good to me.
Possum Brush has absolutely turned it on for us today. What do you reckon, folks? I think this is a very worthy stop on a classic New South Wales road trip. For us, though, it's time to push on to our final destination.
How fun was today, mate? Actually, the last few days have been absolute hoot.
Mate, we've had everything. We've had perfect tracks, perfect weather conditions. The camping's been sublime. Company's been, you know, okay.
No, speaking of that, mate, Joe, you got a copy?
Yeah, mate, sure do.
Mate, it's been a cracking trip, mate, and I want to thank you for showing us around in your backyard.
Not a worry, mate.
See you next time, big fella. And say goodbye to the dog for us, will you, Shaz? She's been a darling.
Not a worry. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
See you, Joel. Thanks for the entertainment, mate.
Righto, Mr. Dog, what do you say? Let's push on north, eh?
North we go.
I'm just going to suggest one thing, boys. I think we'll just stick to the dirt tracks. You guys didn't have much luck on the beach. In fact, it was quite embarrassing hanging out with you boys on the beach.
You make a solid point, mate. Solid point.
After a few hours on the blacktop, we arrive at another mecca for tough four-wheel driving. Of course, it's none other than Coffs Harbour. The light's getting long, but we decided to push on to check out one final track for the day. Now, Coffs is absolutely jam-packed full of tough tracks and challenges for all level of four-wheel driver, and soon, one of the more gnarly offerings is up ahead. This is the Three Bears track. It's pretty damn committing. Jono!
Whoa!
Mate,
That's a proper hill, this one.
I can't even walk up it.
How am I going to get out?
I'm gonna squat down here before I fall. She is proper steep. Folks, so we have just said goodbye to Joel and travelled, what, 2 hours north?
Couple of hours at the highway, just turned off, just before the
Town?
big Coffs Harbour sign.
Yep, and look at this, will you? Look at that.
I know, this is
Absolutely
a gnarly
off-tap.
place.
So we've got another 4 or 5 days out here, having fun. Unfortunately for you folks, that's the next episode of 4-Wheel Drive Action. We are gonna leave you here and continue on up there, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly right. But don't go anywhere, folks, because coming up next, of course, we've got the products that we use, the favourite products that have helped us through this trip.
Yep.
And also your favourite part, the stuff that never makes the cutting room floor. It is the old bloopers. So
Which I reckon you'll see a few of Shoe Dog. Speaking of which, we'll catch you next time on...
4-wheel drive action.
Yeah, I like it.
hey, now I'm going to get up here.
I don't know, mate, that's up to you. I'm standing way back.
Oh, no, don't do that.
We've had an amazing time on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, and I hope we've given you some ideas for your next trip. And we'd love to hear from you. Would you put these tracks on your ultimate New South Wales 4-wheel drive trip? Let us know in the comments.
this is the bit of the show that we like to reflect on some of the products that we use that really help us get through. Some of the things you might not always see, but we use, and without them, to be honest,
It'd be stuffed.
it would be absolutely stuffed. Now, one little upgrade I've made in the old sooty here, it's hidden behind seat covers, so you don't always get to see it. I've got a set of racing seats in there. They're Stratos bucket seats. Now, those things are insane, super comfortable. Some of the best seats in the market, in my opinion. Really hug your sides and just give you so much comfort. We drive our vehicles in between shoots, so driving 4 days around these tracks, it's nice to have good seats, but it's all the other miles I do in between. But it just makes it so much better on your back.
I reckon anything that can make you drive a little bit better, just a little bit better,
Is worth its weight in
put it in the
gold.
truck. Put 6 of them in there if you can. So there you go. Now I can't actually talk because I'd like to say Maxtrax came to my rescue on this one, the Maxtrax Extremes. I cooped it on the beach.
That was so funny.
Actually, we all did.
Would go down as my funniest moment in four-wheel driving.
Yeah, hilarious.
Ever.
Hilarious. But the beauty of it is, Joel actually he was down chassis deep.
Yep.
And those Maxtrax Extremes are unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You would
We've
not
been
think
using
they'd work.
Maxtrax for how many years?
Forever.
Yeah.
But these new ones up here, absolutely the bee's knees. If you don't have a set, those Extremes,
Yep.
so good.
Just to get a vehicle that's bogged to its chassis,
Straight
just
out.
out on Maxtrax. There's
Yep.
no trickery there, that's
No,
what happens.
that's what happens.
Those things save you bacon
They
all the
do,
time.
they do. You can't afford not to have them.
Speaking of saving bacon, mate.
Have you got any?
No, I don't, mate, but another thing we carry
What are you
all the time,
Ah!
show my little Victorinox. Now, this is a little multi-tool.
There you go.
You got yours in your belt
Yeah,
there.
mate.
Always run around with these things at the campsite and stuff like that. Super good quality. They're sort of one tool that you buy once and you keep it forever because these things are awesome. They've got heaps of different little things from knives to screwdrivers to all bits and pieces. Mate, honestly, if I got $1 for every time I lent this one out,
Yeah, well, you're lucky to get it back in some stage because they really do. I mean, look at that for a gift.
I
It
know.
just looks,
You're giving it to me, aren't you?
No, you're not. No, they're mine.
and look, speaking of Victorinox, if you're an eagle eye, you'd notice that the knives that I use when I'm cooking up an absolute masterpiece, at least the knives are good, mate.
Knives are really good.
The knives are good.
The
I've
knives
got
are
the
sensational.
Victorinox
Yep.
knives, and those things are super sharp. I used to use blunt ones, and I've had more near misses with the blunt
You do.
knives than I've had with the sharp
You
ones.
do.
The sharp ones just get it all
Yep.
sweet. Look, it might not taste the best, but at least it'll look pretty good.
And the thing I love about those knives is they retain that edge for a long period of time. So if you're a bit lazy like us, you don't have to sharpen them all the time. You can take them out bush for,
Yeah.
I'd give them months at a time.
And I don't use it that much in the cooking scene, but there's a little orange handled one.
Yep.
They're the Swebo ones.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they're amazing if you're a fisherman.
That's all my fishing knives are Speedo.
Yep. Great filleting knives.
Lastly, and certainly not leastly. Is leastly a word?
I don't
It
think
is
so.
today. Leastly, Snatch Clothing. If you want the clothing we're wearing, this here, I've had this on for...
Too long, probably.
But look at you, you can't talk.
I'm an absolute mess. But
Yeah, we are.
This is what we do. We test
Yep.
these clothes in the conditions they're built for.
Yep.
Four-wheel drive tracks. If they can handle
Us.
4 days of wearing the same shirt, running up and down mountains and winching and carrying on like that, and
Yep.
being washed multiple times,
Oh,
and
this
do it
will
all
be fine.
again on another trip, well then they're going to work for you guys. So
That's the way.
where do
That's
people
the
go,
way.
mate?
Snatchclothing.com.au. We've got a whole heap of new stuff on there at the moment. Go in, grab yourself. These are my absolute favourite. In fact,
They're cool.
You've almost made me take the last one off because it
nearly walked off on its own, mate.
Started to get a bit of a stink up, didn't I? Folks, grab yourself some of these. They really are the bee's knees.
Now I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for watching. This has been an absolutely amazing trip. I've had a lot of fun.
Cracker.
You've been smiling like a
Cracker.
little chimp all this whole time.
Loved it.
And I also want to say, if you haven't yet subscribed,
Why wouldn't you?
do yourself a favour.
Why wouldn't
You're one click away from signing up to the best YouTube channel in the world. So do yourself a favour. You get to see more of this content. And coming up next, don't go anywhere because we've got the outtakes. And
I'm sure I will not appear.
I reckon you'll star
In
in them
fact-
as usual, mate.
I've got a chicken dip in my pocket ready to go.
You're a weirdo. I got nothing intelligent to say, mate. I got nothing.
Yo, check it, fam. About to drop a lit tip on you. This is what we're going to do here when we're wrapping up our swags in the morning. Yo, you want to get that thing nice and tight. You want to get that bundle hard so when it goes in the bag, it takes up less room. You know? You feel me? Hear me?
And you just want bite-sized pieces, to be honest with you.
Now, I just spat on myself.
You're gonna get this guy to crack it for me?
He will. He will. Oh! Don't crack that. Is there any,
No, it hasn't.
any beak juice on it? Yuck.
Graceful as a gazelle.
Lady.
He says he's good, he just needs a moment.
This is... to be honest with you, what would make this a lot better if you took the time to peel the skin off these. I'm gonna get, there's gonna be about 40% excitement, 20% surprised, and just a whole lot of love and energy. Peel the skin off these.
It's not even funny. It's not even funny.
You could rip the skin off these ones. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna cut these up. And,
you had them in the past, right?
I just got the splinter right in my. Look at that.
He's so weak.
That's.
Do you want a little band-aid or a lolly?
Yeah, nah. If you kiss it, feels better instantly.
Wait for me to fall over, aren't you? Not this time.
Cheesy.
Well, is this a cheesy one?
What's going on there?
I was got a little water on the side. That's okay. That's okay. Look, they're not always pretty. All different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
That's the go. That's the go.
Well done, Stu. Mate.
I know, it's nearly...
Dangerously close to pyramid.
Still learning to drive. One of the things I love about sausages, super cheap, and they go with anything. Pasta, whack them in a bit of bread. It's never a bad time for a sausage. If I did that, I would bloody stop. I'd stop.
Mate.
I'd stop.
Just, I'm going to kick your cup later.
Like-
Shut up.
like-
I think it'll be all right. I didn't feel any give.
Well, I can't see.
Oh, what are you doing to me? Hey, I'm trying to four-wheel drive here.
The thing is, I just like working with sausages. They're cheap, easy, and fun.
They are, and they ask no questions.
Taylor Swift drove this on a Hyundai.
So you can have another crack if she wants.
We're live, coming here from Cahill. I'm ready. I've got a fair bit of sausage juice on me.
Not the first time.
That's more of a taster before the meal. Like that's
Can you eat these raw?
absolutely. There's that one. Lovely.
Oh my God.
No, I got my own.
Bye bye.
Why are you still there? Got something better to do?